Good evening out there in the world. I wanted to make a video tonight just to say hello. I have not hit the 50-pound mark yet, but heck, it's only Tuesday and I'm down 2 pounds this week. So honestly, if I don't get to 50 pounds until tomorrow, I am totally fine with that. Ooh, can you say hashtag quarantine hair? Holy moly. I don't blow dry my hair when I'm sitting here all day just kind of working on stuff. So yeah, I had started with some symptoms on Saturday and got tested. Thank goodness the test was negative, but just in case it's a false negative, I quarantined for 2 weeks. I hadn't slept for a few days, just kind of worrying about possibly having the virus, so that could have been contributing to the way I was feeling. So we'll see. I'm tired still. My joints are kind of achy, but I also haven't been up and moving around as much as I normally do. So anyway, like I said, once I hit that 50 pounds, I really want to take you along on my journey, because it's not only been a journey in improving my weight, which will help my overall health, but also changing my mindset, the way I look at things, the way I look at the world, the way I look at myself, to find more peace in my life. So to kind of start that conversation off, I have to say, I really didn't struggle with my weight growing up a whole lot. I was always a little more curvy than maybe some other girls were at a younger age. I developed a little faster, so I feel like I was kind of teased about that somewhat, how kids can be. And so that kind of always weighed in on me and made me feel like I was heavy. But then you know how it goes, like you look back at a picture of you when you were 16 and you thought you were fat, and now you're like, oh my God, I wish I was as fat as I was at 16, because I wasn't fat at all. I weighed 120 pounds at 5 feet tall, so I was totally fine. So yeah, it was always a struggle mentally for me. And I feel like I was always an emotional eater. So that really did not help. In college, I actually didn't really gain a lot of weight the first year or so. The freshman 15, or whatever. I was still working, in the evenings and going to school all day, and I was in cheerleading and softball, like kept really busy. And then I got pregnant with Jake, and then I put on 90 pounds. I put 90 pounds with that pregnancy. I truly can tell you, I thought McDonald's double cheeseburgers were like the best tasting thing in the whole entire world, which is disgusting because they're a pile of greasy crap. And I couldn't get enough mashed potatoes with butter, lots of butter. It was crazy. I had just kind of some weird cravings, and I was totally put off by meat. Like I could not look at a piece of meat at all. And Oreos were like the only thing I could eat in the morning that wouldn't make me nauseous. So I ate them, young and dumb and ugh. Anyway, so after I had him, I didn't really lose a ton of weight. I never got back to where I was. And then I, struggled with that weight for a long time. Ooh, excuse me, the hiccups. For a long time. My weight peaked in 2010 after I had Cecilia. I was creeping up between 250 and 260 pounds. And like I said, I'm 5'1". I don't have a lot of room for that extra weight. My height. So I was literally turning into the, short. I was as wide as I was short kind of thing. And so in 2010, I got the gastric band done. So I had the band done. I lost 30 pounds like in the first month or two. And then I was down a total of like 80, 90 pounds once it was all said and done, which for the band is really good. Like that's a good amount of weight loss with the band. Take me to 2015. So 2015, I really started getting serious about exercise more than I had been in a long time. I started working out at some personal training studios, which really, really helped me get stronger, helped me tone more. and continue that weight loss journey. The problem was I had started clinicals for my nurse practitioner program, and I was so stressed out from doing, I don't even know how many hours of clinical studying and working full time. I was in the hospital probably 60, 80 hours a week between clinical and working and studying and going to the library and writing papers and sitting for an entire Sunday afternoon writing papers. And I got sick a lot. I had pneumonia. And then I had the flu, like flu A, like legit flu, super sick. Oh my gosh, my temperature was like 104. I was soaking through my clothing. I felt like I got hit by a train. Then they put me on Tamiflu, which gave me the lovely side effect of insomnia. I didn't sleep for 5 days and I was hallucinating. Can you imagine me hallucinating? And I'm already crazy to begin with. So anyway, after that, I had this crazy UTI and I was just so worn out. I couldn't breathe. I thought maybe I had pneumonia again, but my lungs were just that deconditioned from being sick over and over and over. So probably about the last time I got sick, I said I can't do this anymore. And I stopped personal training because I had to focus on school, and I was still working and I had to work. I mean, I'm the only income at home, so I had to work. So I quit the gym and I quit focusing on my health. And I just started eating whatever to get through my day because I was anxious and I was stressed out and I was emotional and I was just eating. And I ended up gaining back almost everything I lost. So between 2015 and 2017, I probably put on a good 70 pounds, maybe more. I don't know. Because of all that. So I graduated NP school in 2017. Before I graduated, ironically, that April, my body told me, hey, you're done with bedside nursing. You know why? Because you hurt your shoulder. Your shoulder wore out after all these years. Come to find out, I have some weird congenital malformation of my biceps tendon. Who knew? And so I had to go through physical therapy. I wasn't allowed to work. So I only went back to work a couple weeks in August before I was done and transitioned to my nurse practitioner position. So then of course, I can't be done there. So I had to, I was learning a new job. I was, studying for my boards. I was getting my credentialing done once I did pass my board exam. And I still just didn't really have time to focus on my health. And then I started my postmaster's program. So fast forward a whole nother year doing my postmaster's program, working full time. Then after a year of my first NP job, transitioning to my love of neurology and neurocritical care. So combining my loves of neuro, #neuronerd, and ICU. During my postmaster's program, I transitioned into that position. So still really not a lot of time to focus on me, still sitting at the table for 6 hours on a Sunday, writing papers and studying and clinical and working and a family and so much. So anyway, so then, I finally had time to sit down and say, dude, enough is enough. You need to take care of your health, because the whole point in trying to lose weight in the first place was to avoid all the health problems I didn't have. I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have diabetes. I don't have thyroid issues. I really don't have any, quote, diagnosed medical conditions. I mean, a few little things here and there, but if I didn't take control of my weight, it was going to take control of me. So I went back to the weight management center. I tried a bunch of the medical treatments. Those didn't really do much of anything for me. Maybe lost 5 or 10 pounds. And then I said, all right, that's it. This band needs to go. Oh, speaking of, which I didn't even say, the other issue in 2015 was I had choked on something got stuck, in my band, and Ugh, it's nasty. When things get stuck in your band, you just retch and retch and retch and retch and try to throw up, and all this gross slime comes out because your esophagus is like trying to push the food down and it can't, and it's stuck. So anyway, it finally kind of got unstuck. But what happened was I had an esophageal spasm. So my esophagus basically like spasmed and narrowed, and I had a stricture. So they took most of the fluid out of my band to release the pressure to help with the stricture. So the stricture went away, and that also contributed to me like overeating again, and being able to just eat like crazy. So my band, I had those issues, and we went back and forth about putting fluid back in my band to see if maybe we could get the band to work. And I just didn't want to go through that again. The band is a really, really tough tool to learn to use, and there are a lot of long-term complications that they didn't kind of realize back when it was popular in like 2010-ish time when I had it done. So we ended up going with the sleeve. Unfortunately, like I kept gaining weight, and the insurance like wouldn't approve my surgery. And then someone mentioned like, hey, the only way they're going to fast forward the surgery is if you had complications from your band. And I'm like, dude, like seriously, I had complications from my band 4 years ago. And all of this culmination of everything that came after was because I had complications from my band. And then all of a sudden I had a surgery date like 3 weeks later. I was like, really? Like a year of fighting, this is all it took was for me to say like, dude, hello. So anyway, so that takes me to present day. I started my pre-op diet the 27th of February-ish after I got back from a conference in Orlando. Had one last dinner with a group of our closest friends as a Hasta La Vista alcohol and a big, huge Italian meal. But, it's totally worth it to say goodbye to that life. I needed a send off to say enough is enough. I'm done, and my life is going to change. So March 2nd, fortunately, before COVID even, really was a thing here in the United States, I had my surgery. Of course, then they gave me 4 weeks to sit there and watch the news and freak out that I had to get back to work, while all of my amazing coworkers and friends were working through, the beginning of this virus. It has just been so scary for healthcare workers and for frontline workers everywhere. Anyway, I won't get into that. But so that kind of takes me to today. So March 2nd was my surgery. Fast forward to July 21st, and I am down 49 pounds. I have really cleaned up my diet, and along with me, so has David and the kids. They have been right beside me, eating healthy, eating more protein, more veggies, less carbs, less simple sugars, and not a word of complaint. Well, not a whole lot of complaint, I should say. Cece discovered she loves salmon and mahi-mahi, which is amazing. She won't touch fish sticks, which is totally fine with me. So no more breaded fish sticks from the grocery store, trying to think like maybe she'll like the taste of fish, but she likes the real legit stuff, which is awesome. So that's the beginning of my journey, and here we are, 1 pound away from 50 pounds. And like I said, I'm going to take you kind of through this journey that I've been on, not getting, like I said, only getting my body straight, but getting my head straight, getting my heart straight, getting my life straight in so many different ways. And it's really changed me a lot. It's really just helped so much. So that is my story, and I'm sticking to it, because I have to, because it's real, because that's what it was. So anyway, I will get back on here as soon as I get that 1 pound down, and then we will go from there. That'll be day one to the journey to my goal, because I'll be halfway there. All right, have a good night. Bye, guys.